Welcome to Miss Rogers' second grade class. Today we'll be learning about fractions. The learning goal for today is that students will be able to define, evaluate, and compare fractions. And the purpose of this lesson is to recognize that equal shares of identical wholes need not have the same shape. So first we're going to start out with shapes and fractions. So, what is a fraction? A fraction is a part of a whole. So it's two numbers divided by the line. And the top number is going to be the numerator. Over, so here's the line that divides them, the denominator. So the numerator is the part of the whole. And the denominator is the whole. So how many objects altogether? So we'll start with the first example of how many blue circles are there. So how many blue circles are there? Let's start out with our denominator. So we'll start out counting how many circles there are altogether. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 circles altogether. So 8 is going to be our whole, which will be how many objects altogether, which will be the denominator. Now the numerator is going to just be the blue circles. So how many blue circles there are as a whole? So if we count the blue circles, which we already did, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fraction of those blue circles is going to be 5/8. So now we're going to do a second example. And this time we're going to find out how many yellow squares there are. So let's start out with finding the denominator, which is the whole. So how many squares are there altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 squares, which is all of them, which will be the denominator. So we'll put 6 on the bottom. Now, we want to find out how many yellow ones there are. So, if we count out the yellow boxes, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow boxes. And that's how many objects there are within the whole. So that will go on the top. So there are 4/6 of yellow. Now, let's find out how many pink squares there are altogether. So it's going to be the same, since we're still using same number of squares. The denominator is going to be 6. Now, if we count how many pink squares there are 1, 2. So 2 pink squares means that will be our numerator, which will go on the top. So our fraction for pink squares is 2/6. So let's do another example. This one's a little bit different. So sometimes on a worksheet, you might see a denominator just given to you. What this means is we're trying to find how many thirds there are of just the purple stars. So that doesn't mean just circling 3 different stars. We're going to look at this whole group and divide it into 3 groups. 1 group of stars, 2 group of stars, 3 group of stars. So this is where we get our denominator down here. Now, if we want to try to find how many thirds there are of purple stars, how many groups do we have of purple? We have 1 group of purple. So, how many thirds are purple would be 1/3. So, let's do another example of the same kind of problem we just did. So, say our worksheet gives us a denominator of 2. Now, what we need to do is we need to look at this picture as a whole and split it into 2 different groups. So we're going to split it between the green circles, and then we have the red circles. And that is where we get our denominator. We have a denominator of 2, and there are 2 groups of green circles and red circles. So, if they're asking how many green circles as a fraction, we have 1 group of green. So it would be 1/2, or 1/2. Let's go ahead and do one more problem together. So let's say you were having a slumber party with some friends, and you had a pizza of 4. So say you had 4 friends over. And everybody ate pizza except for one person. So we have 1 pizza gone, 2 pieces of pizza gone, 3 pieces of pizza gone, and here we have this 4th piece of pizza that's left remaining. How many pieces did they eat? So 3 pieces left, or 3 pieces gone, 1 piece left. So how many pieces did they eat? So if we count this up as a fraction, we have 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 pieces, 4 pieces. So our denominator would be 4. How many pieces did they eat? We have 1 piece gone, 2 pieces gone, 3 pieces gone. 3/4, they ate 3 of the 4 pieces of pizza. And that will be your answer. Thanks for listening today, and I hope you learned a lot, and have a good day.